If you saw on the news the tornado that touched down here in Pittsburgh, it has hit pretty close to home here. Not me personally, but some friends of mine, and has badly damaged a church of a pastor friend of mine. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, but then also we have a whole bunch of other updates from you guys. Our community identified a sugar factory out in Idaho that had a fire that doesn't seem to be covered by any of the mainstream media. We also have a $267 billion bank that is shutting down all cash and checking services. That and a whole bunch more on today's Poplar Report. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade, and these are your updates. These are your reports and mine as well, of what's going on out there in the world. I know a lot of you guys have been impacted by these storms. A lot of us have. Before we dive in, let's first thank our sponsor, Genesis Gold Group. They help people who have retirement accounts get out of stocks and bonds over into gold, silver, and platinum. If you have a retirement account that you want to get some more information about what that would look like, Jonathan and his team would love to talk with you. There'll be a link at the end of the video. Just one more resource I would want to point out to you guys. Most of you guys probably have seen them, I don't know. If you go to the community tab, if you click on the channel here, and then you go to the community tab, I do actually put up listings of deals that I find out there mostly on Amazon, but if I find a good deal out there that, oftentimes stuff that I'm buying, I put those deals out there too so that you can make use of them too. If you do see that community post, please hit the thumbs up button. It helps Google share more of them because YouTube doesn't like people clicking on links and leaving YouTube. So if you want to allow that to get out to more people, make sure you hit the thumbs up or make a little comment before you go follow the link if you want to share that with other people. Thanks so much. All right, so a sugar factory in Paul, Idaho had a fire on Friday. A couple of you, actually one of you actually wrote in and let us know about that. I wasn't able to find any confirmation of that, but then we did actually go find confirmation of that. So thanks so much for sharing in with that. Well, that should be up on the screen there. And south of Pittsburgh, there was a tornado that hit Finleyville, and it tore the roof off one of the buildings of our sister church there, took off the steeple. You can just see just how much damage there was done there, and the church did not meet this morning. We're talking with them to see if they need to use our facility to meet, and we're seeing what else they need. They're just picking up the scraps right now, and of course their community has been bigly impacted as well. A lot of houses have been damaged. No word at the church. The church was actually in service. They had their Saturday evening service when the tornado hit. No one was injured in the church. I have not heard any. I don't believe that there were any fatalities in the entire neighborhood. But I don't know if there were any injuries out in the community. But in the church, there were no injuries at all. No one had to go to the hospital, so that's just praise God for that, right? So maybe there'll be more updates on that. If you want to help out that church, the church's name is Crossroads Ministries in Finleyville, Pennsylvania. They used to be called Library Baptist, but they go by Crossroads Ministries in Finleyville, Pennsylvania. There are a couple other Crossroads churches or Crossroads ministries in the Pittsburgh area. So if you do look them up, they have a website. You can donate on that website if you'd like to contribute towards that. Yeah, that community's been pretty shaken. We're still trying to see what they need from us before we do that. But onwards to, I know a lot of you guys have been impacted by these storms. There have been a lot of tornadoes touching down all across the United States. And even those who haven't been impacted by tornadoes have had heavy rain, high winds, a lot of damage out there across the board. So a major bank, $267 billion bank. This is one of the largest banks in Australia, has decided that by November 1st, they're going to phase out all cash and checking services. If these people in the bank want to take cash out, they're going to have to go to a ATM, not from their bank, but an ATM from another bank, and use the ATM withdrawal. And that's so you can't even use your bank's ATMs to get cash out anymore because they're not going to do that at all. So all personal checks, you can't write them, you can't deposit them. And you can't deposit or withdraw cash. And this is the Macquarie Bank in Australia. And that's where we're all headed, friends. And that's the concerning thing, is that they're going to try pulling that here in the United States, over in the UK. They're going to try pulling this in all sorts of different places. This is a report from John in Southwest United States. Went into Cafe Rio, and they were completely out of grilled chicken and didn't know when the next shipment would be. So we're seeing chicken, and we're seeing like meats disappearing from shelves, and we're seeing fast food restaurants and restaurants once again having issues getting things. I took a screenshot of Wendy's putting a big thing up saying that they don't have enough lettuce out there. This is a nationwide shortage of lettuce for Wendy's. So much so that they put it up on the app. A report from Sherry in Baltimore. There hasn't been any Splenda Naturals, which is made from stevia, on the shelf at either of my local Walmarts in about 2 months or more. There were 2 small boxes of Equate version last week. Last night I saw only one of the Splenda. I grabbed it. The expiration date is for next summer, June 2025. That's good, except the last box I bought about 4 months ago had an expiration date of January 2027. So new stock didn't come in. They just found one that they hadn't put out on the shelf. So we're hearing that more and more, right? We keep seeing this short-dated stuff, and it's just like, why is that? Well, it seems like they're just rearranging stock. They're pulling stock from stores that haven't sold it. They're pulling stock from warehouses, finding it from wherever, and then putting it out on the shelf. They're not actually making it, or they're not making enough of it. Orlo says, we were in Plainwell, Michigan yesterday, and the walk-in medical place had a sign out front for walk-in COVID testing and walk-in TB testing. Never seen walk-in TB testing signs before. Cannot be good. Our H1N1 testing signs next, and that's the bird flu, right? It just seems like we're having some more manufactured crises happening every day. It doesn't. Granny Rogers, we were talking about the jars. I asked you guys if you guys had seen any issues with the new jars or with cheap jars, with the jars themselves actually breaking. So here's what you guys have to say. Granny Rogers says, when I began canning 4 years ago, I bought Golden Harvest brand jars, which is just basically ball jars in Canada, but you know, when they're branded as Golden Harvest instead of ball. From Walmart, along with some other brand names. I was later given over 100 jars from the 60s and the 70s. They are double the thickness. I have had the new ones break in the pressure canner, but not one of the old ones. I now shop for my jars secondhand only and search for older the better. Madam K says, the China glass jars are fine to water bath, but I've had issues in the pressure cooker with the bottoms of the jars breaking. I switch out the cheap lids as they don't seal. I keep the China jars aside and use them for jelly. 5 minutes in water bath only. Hope this helps. Now, a bunch of you guys chimed in and said very similar things, basically that you're having problems with the in the pressure cookers. When you do pressure canning, the bottoms of the China jars are breaking, so that does happen. So, but that some of you guys saying basically you're not having problems if you're doing in water bath. So you might want to use the China jars only for water bath canning, If you need to use pressure canning, then make sure you're using thicker jars or older jars if possible. So that's what we're hearing out there, and hopefully that is useful to some of you guys. And of course, those China lids, they just bend and warp. It's you need to get some good quality lids. Some people even complaining about the ball lids now, that the ball lids are sometimes starting to fail as well. Don says, Southeast Arizona and Safford, no boneless skin chicken. We're hearing that, aren't we? At any of the 4 grocery stores here. Also, the food side of Walmart was very thin. So what's up with the chicken, friends? That is concerning. I have been hearing a little bit about that a lot of the farms are having issues with the chickens. They're hatching. The chicks that they're hatching are not. They're not hatching nearly as many, and that they're not surviving as long. So that they're having some issues. They're trying to figure those things out, but they're not able to replace the chickens that they've lost. I heard that mostly on the egg side. I hadn't heard that so much on the meat bird side, but it could be. I'll be trying to run down that information for you guys so I can get some sources to you on that one. But Jamie says piglets to raise last year were $80 a piece. Now they're $150 each this year. Can't wait to see how much feed has gone up. I'm about 45 minutes south of Pittsburgh, so not too far from Findlayville there yourself. Dude Yos says, Canton, Michigan. I have been insured with Progressive since 2015 when I moved to Arizona. Was $220 a month for 2 vehicles, went up to $347 a month a year ago. I got an email overnight saying my new monthly policy rate would be $517 just for 2 cars per month starting May 31st when my policy renews. When I called Progressive, they said it's because I live in Michigan and it's the cost of doing business in Michigan fee. We have no at-fault accidents, no tickets, no points on either driver of either vehicle. It's obscene. Yeah, definitely check to see if you can get a lower rate from, my favorite is AAA. I don't know what other ones you guys are having good experience with. If you have something that you'd like to share with the group, pop that down in the comments down below. Use the word update to get it to the right place. But let us know what in car insurance you've actually gotten good deals with, especially if you shopped a bunch of them. Let us know where you found it the cheapest. When I shopped years ago, I found AAA was the cheapest. Ibu Guru says, Southwest Connecticut. Small Walmart, not a Super Wally, no produce and other things. Very short on Keystone meats. Tuna supply was okay, but I choke at the price. Frozen meats, chicken, etc., sparse. Milk and sour cream, okay, but cheeses and other dairy are sparse. Deli and sandwich meat, plus hot dogs, decimated except for bologna. Plenty of dog and burger buns, but very short on dogs and burgers. No GV iodized salt, only some Morton's, but some GV plain salt. We've been seeing that with the iodized salt for some reason over the last number of months. Why the iodized salt is hard to find is, I still don't have any explanation for that. But finally found extra light olive oil used for baking, never used corn, etc., or the oils, at a die over price $23. Guessing it's up at least $10. But now stocked up on some olives and priced down about $1 on my favorite Super Queen Spanish olives from Mazzetta. Josh says, Excelsior Springs, Missouri. The Aldi here has almost Nothing in the cooler on the floor section. I had seen this before a couple weeks ago and thought maybe they were stocking, but it's empty again. The aisle with condiments are faced to take up space and very few different products. The milk has been hit or miss, and of course prices have spiked over the last couple weeks. Thanks so much for you guys sending in your updates. I will keep you updated on what's going on around here with the storm damage repairs and such. But if you want to get some more information from Genesis Gold about what you can do with your retirement account, there's a link right there. If you want to check out another video from this channel, there's one right up here. Thanks so much for watching. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report, out.